welcome to Community Insight Broadcast, a ministry of Churches Outreach Network. My name is Denisha Harris, and I'll be your host for today. And we have two very special guests with us. We have Ms. Ronita Jones and Ms. Gwen Green here with the West Greenville Health Council that's going to tell us about a very special project they have going on. But first, let us welcome our guests. Hi, how are you guys doing today?
Oh, doing fine, thank you.
Yep, doing wonderful, thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. It was absolutely a blessing and a pleasure to have both of you here today to talk with us about your very special project. But you all are here with the West Greenville Health Council. Can you tell us a little bit about the Health Council?
Yes, the West Greenville Health Council, I like to consider it a grassroots organization, really. But we started because of a grant, because of Blue Cross Blue Shield, and with several concerned citizens and people affiliated with the university and other healthcare professionals who wanted to do something to enhance the quality of life and the health for West Greenville residents. So as a result, we've been making an impact in the community, primarily focusing on West Greenville because of the health disparities and the other quality of life disparities that occur.
Wonderful. And so you are the executive director of the Health Council, is that correct?
Yes.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Jones. And Ms. Green, would you tell us a little bit about your role with the Health Council?
Well, at the moment, I'm serving as the project director for the program that's been funded through the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. And the grant is actually named the African American Community Engagement Project. With this particular funding, we are making every effort to basically help our African American community, our Black communities in both in Pitt, Martin, and Beaufort counties, to really get in the habit of the 3 W's, the wear your mask, wait at least 6 feet apart, and to wash your hands frequently. We want to talk to them about contact tracing, about actually getting tested for the coronavirus, and also about what it means to be in isolation and being quarantined. So that is the purpose of the grant, to really spread the word. And I think that knowing that we're getting ready, and we are in fact in that season where people begin to be more inside than outside, where we are in closer contact with each other, that we're going to find that the incidence of coronavirus is going to increase. And so the focus is really on the Black community to get our community in the habit of the 3 W's, especially when you're away from home. You certainly don't have to wear your mask or all of those things when you're in your home, but we want you to wear your mask when you're out, when you leave home.
Wonderful, and thank you so much for the great work that you two are doing, and I'm sure you have a team working with you as well as we look at how we can reduce the incidences of coronavirus in our communities, particularly our most vulnerable communities, which you mentioned be the African American or the Black community. So can you tell us a little bit about the grant and how you will be distributing these funds to assist with kind of assisting coronavirus and not having it spread in our communities? What are some of the activities and programs that you all will be doing?
Well, we are partnering with some 23 organizations here in Pitt County with the idea that we will hopefully reach the community through a 3-pronged approach. We are working with our community-based organizations, with faith-based organizations, and with organizations that are specifically targeting housing and homelessness. With those groups, we are hoping to, through events, through live streaming. I mean, when you think about Sunday worship service, we're hoping that with our faith-based community that they'll be able to live stream some of the information that we're providing. At the moment, we have 2 videos that to be live streamed. One of them talks about Halloween safety, and the other talks about voter safety. As these 2 events, if you will, come together, we want to make sure that the Black community is fully aware of what they should be doing when they are taking their children out for trick-or-treating or opting not to take them out for trick-or-treating. Because as one of the safety items that we've put in this video, you can certainly do something at home with your children, sort of like an Easter egg hunt inside your house, as opposed to taking your children up and down the street. There are lots of tips and tricks, if you will, in our trick-or-treat video that's available now. With the voter election, the safety, the issues that we talk about in that one, we really try to stress wear your mask, Be prepared. Bring your own pen if necessary. Now, I do know that here in Pitt County, they're actually giving you your own pen to take with you into the polling booth, and then it's yours to keep. But these are the kind of things that we are really trying to highlight in the videos that are being provided to our, not only our faith-based community, but also the civic and community organizations. With the civic community-based organizations, we're looking to them for when they're doing things like food distributions, when they're going out and they're, with the voter registration opportunities that they've had, to really to put the word out about the 3 W's in particular, to wear your mask, wait those 6 feet apart, and to wash your hands frequently. And so as part of this, we are actually putting together the PPE kits, the personal protection equipment, and that will include masks, sanitizer, and really some resident information on how to keep yourself safe in these times, because we fully expect that it's not going to go away anytime soon. And so we need to get in the habit to teach our children, to teach all the members of our family as we look at not just around the corner, but it's going to be a while for the coronavirus. It's going to be with us.
Ms. Green, you bring up some fantastic points, particularly how we are trying to live our normal lives. We're trying to continue to do some of the things that we've done in the past and continue to get out and vote, continue to get out and do some celebrating and things of that nature, but do so in a manner that is safe, do so in a manner that makes sense. And so some of the tools or the strategies that you've outlined will help individuals who want to maybe still do some of the things that they've done in the past, but do so safely.
Yes.
So we definitely see how this can be very helpful for the West Greenville community and your target population. So thank you so much for the work that you're doing. Ms. Jones, can you talk a little bit about why the West Greenville Council wanted to participate in this grant, why they thought this was the perfect program for the West Greenville Health Council?
Well, one of the reasons why, if you stop and think, and you hear it all the time, the largest number of people that have been affected, especially dying from the virus, have been African Americans or other people of color. And since the West Greenville was primarily made up of African Americans, we thought this would be the perfect opportunity for us to educate the community about the virus and how to prevent it so we can stay together to be together. It's important of wearing the mask, something as simple as wearing the mask, understanding the need to it, but also the need to continuously wash our hands. Our communities are made up of not only younger people, but the older, the senior citizens as well, too. So making sure that we protect our families, ourselves. One of the things, too, with younger people, because they have a tendency, since they're a little more mobile, a lot of them aren't aware of how they can be bringing it back home to their grannies, as they say, to mama, Medea, whomever, but letting them know the importance of wearing that mask, not only to protect yourself, but your family members as well. The importance of washing the hands, like Gwen was saying too. A lot of the people in the community take advantage of going to several of the food giveaway places, and since we'll be giving away masks and hand sanitizers as well as other equipment or materials, it's important for them to take that, to use it and take it back home and to share it with others to spread the word.
Very good, thank you. And so when we think about spreading the word and we think about the necessity of doing our 3 W's, individuals sometimes need to understand, like, why do I have to do this? Why is this important? Can you give us a little information on kind of the feedback you get from individuals as far as the 3 W's are concerned and how you reiterate the necessity of doing those 3 things?
Well, I think it's important to remember, as Renita was saying, our population, the black population, is adversely affected more so than any others. In the state of North Carolina, we represent 22% of the population. We represent 26% of those who get sick, but we represent 32% of those who die. And so that's why it's so critical that people understand a simple mask does help prevent the spread of coronavirus. And also, as Renita was saying, it's so important that you don't take it back home to someone else. As we found out too often, as a community, we love to get together. We love each other. I mean, and we look so forward to every occasion that we can get together, that we can be around our people. And as we look at the holidays that are coming, when we're thinking in terms of Thanksgiving and we're thinking in terms of Christmas, we also have to think in terms of staying safe. Too often we've read stories over the last 7 months of how families have gotten together for whether it was a birthday party or it was a celebration of life, and people have come back, and that has turned out to be a trigger for another resurgence of coronavirus in the community. So we're really hoping that people get the message. In order for us to really stay together, we've got to stay safe. And we've got to get past this coronavirus so that we can, if you will, return to a different normal. But right now we have to accept that our new normal is to wear a mask, wait at least 6 feet, because now they're saying it really probably needs to be further, and to also wash our hands frequently, and to teach our children. One of the things that we've been doing in our home is having the grandson, who's 3, count to 20, so that he knows he needs to count to 20, and then he'll be finished with washing his hands. And that's really what we're saying to our community. 20 seconds, and it makes a world of difference as to how you transmit this particular virus. It's deadly.
Thank you so much for that explanation, because I know personally I have parents that are older, and it has been my desire to try to protect them as much as possible. I still have to be in the community. I'm still working. I'm still wearing my mask and doing all of those things I need to do. But just out of an abundance of caution, I haven't been around my parents. My birthday was this past Monday, and
Happy belated birthday.
Happy belated
Thank
birthday.
you. And it was different this time. So fortunately, my parents have an outdoor patio, and we were sitting more than 6 feet apart, and we were just in the same vicinity and doing all that we could to stay safe. And like you said, Ms. Green, it's our new normal. It's something that we have to adjust to. And we know that in the long run, it's going to be a benefit to everyone if we can continue to do what is right, do what we need to do to keep each other safe. So when this does pass, and it probably will be a while, like you said, but when it does, hopefully we can still have our family members around us, and we can still enjoy each other, because we would hate to have something happen to someone that we love because of negligence.
Yes.
It's so not necessary.
Right, and that's exactly what we're saying. It's we can get past this. We just have to adapt and change the habits that we have, and to acknowledge the fact that we are vulnerable, and even worse yet, that however strong we may think we are, everybody through every age range is dying from this particular virus. It's a disease that just, we don't know it. We don't understand it at this point. And so we cannot let our guard down. We all understand about, and we expected that this was going to happen. We're suffering from pandemic fatigue. We're tired of being inside. We're tired of being separated. But there's a difference between being tired, staying 6 feet apart in this world, or being 6 feet under in the other world. That's truly the difference that we're talking about here.
Wow.
One of the things I want to add to what
Yes,
Gwen
ma'am.
was just saying too, people have been more observant of the number of people that are dying, especially in our community. And we're to the point now where it's almost everyone knows someone who has been affected by the virus, and even to the point of death. And I was talking to someone just recently the other day. I said, well, do you even take a look at the obituaries that occur in the newspaper or online? If you take a look, you'll see the number is increasing. And at one time, it was more older people. Now you're seeing more younger people. So it's hitting all of us. And we're just being a little more aware and knowledgeable of what's happening. I think that would make people make a big difference, too.
Absolutely, and I agree with you. I think just hearing stories from my friends and my family, we've all known someone or know someone who's been impacted by the virus. So like you said, everyone, young, old, in between, we're all being impacted by this. And so, Ms. Green, can you talk more about your three-prong approach as far as this grant is concerned? How are you getting this information out to the people, and how are you assisting them mitigate the virus?
Well, what we're doing is, as I said, we're having our partners, for instance, the faith-based, the expectation is that they'll be live streaming the videos during their church services, whether that's a Bible study or whether that's on Sunday morning worship. At the same time, providing them with the PPE kits that are to be distributed to people who are either attending. At my particular church, it's a Park and Praise, and so that's an opportunity, if you will, to distribute the PPE kits. And we expect that with a number of the churches and community organizations with food distributions, because unfortunately with the pandemic, there's been high unemployment and the need to really help people feed their families. And so we're finding out that with food distributions, that's another opportunity to get the word out. And we're attacking it with social media also. And so, if you will, Facebook, Instagram, we're going all out with everybody's website to post this information and to make sure people know where they can go and get additional information and help and assistance to get the word out to people and hopefully help people to understand this is real and it's now.
Understood. So Ms. Green or Ms. Jones, can you tell us about some of your partners that are working with you on this project?
Oh, sure. We've got some 22
Quite a
partners. We have both chapters of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. We have the HBCU Alumni Association, the Pitt County Black Alliance, the Jackie Robinson Baseball League. We're going for the kids, too, and their parents. We look at the Martin Pitt Partnership for Schools. We have within our faith-based community, we have Koinonia, Cornerstone, Sycamore Hill, Sycamore Chapel, St. Mary's. They're all in this with us. And we're also working with the Greenville Housing Authority, as well as the Crossroads Community Center and the 1209 Breakfast Ministry. So those are the type of organizations that we're working with, and it's not all 22, but it's a sampling, I think, of who it is that we're working with.
Wonderful. So it sounds like this is a great opportunity for community groups to perhaps find out more information about how they can partner with the West Greenville Health Council and be a part of this great initiative. Can you tell us a little bit about how they can learn more about what's going on? Are there potential partnership opportunities remaining, or is that pretty much done, or what are the next steps for individuals?
Well, what we're doing now is that we are distributing the mask and the PPE kits out to the community, and certainly if there are other groups who would like to participate, if they've got an event that's coming up, then we would certainly ask that they contact us via the West Greenville Health Council to go to their website to get that information. I don't know that I can remember it all.
I know the website.
But we can count on Renita to give the website information, but that's how we're hoping that, as the community hears about this, if there's an event, an opportunity for us to distribute this information and to get these PPE kits, we'll be there.
Sounds good. And yes, could you give us the contact information, social media, all of that?
Yes, the website is www.westghc.org. And then also the West Greenville Health Council is the name of the organization, via Facebook, Instagram. Instagram. Shows you I couldn't remember that one. And those are the two.
Okay.
The three primarily.
Wonderful. So individuals can go to their website, they can go to Facebook or Instagram to learn more about the West Greenville Health Council and this great initiative. Wonderful.
Before I forget, a very important partner for us is the Churches Outreach Network.
Definitely.
Don't want to miss them, or GPAT TV. They're also our partners in this. And so, and we're grateful for the opportunity to be here this morning. So thank you so much for having us to help us to also spread this word via Churches Outreach Network and GPAT TV.
Wonderful.
Exactly. And look, can I add something? This is a big thing for the West Greenville Health Council, because we've been operating now for a little more than about 3 years now, give or take a little bit. But this grant has really given us the opportunity to spread ourselves more into the community. And we're very grateful that we had a chance to partner with Gwen to help us with this as well, too. So,
very
thank you.
nice. It's all about partnership.
It is.
Absolutely.
We all have the same goal.
Yes.
That's
We're all
right.
out here trying to help the community.
Right.
That's wonderful. So one question I always like to ask is, what is your Pastor Cole story? How did you meet Pastor Coles? How did you become involved in CON? Give us the scoop.
I would say it was interesting how I first met him. It was through a friend who needed to pick up a box of food that he had prepared for her. And so she asked me, did I know him? I said no, and I hadn't heard of him either. I had only been back in Greenville then maybe a little more than a year or two. And so she said, well, take me there. And so I took her there, and she said, I want you to come in and meet him. I said, okay. So I met him, and I could tell, I said, this is an interesting man. I could tell he knew quite a bit, and he could tell I was interested in getting more involved into what was going on into the community. So that's how we met at one of his his location, I think on Evans Street, if I'm not mistaken. And he invited me to come to one of the meetings that they've had, and I've been seeing him around town ever since. And we've been involved in some things together.
Wonderful, wonderful. And you, Ms. Green?
Well, I had the opportunity, someone actually forwarded one of his flyers to me, and it had some very interesting information. It was an event, which I then shared with the members of our sorority. And from that then on, I made sure that I subscribed. And I've been on his listserv, and so I know all about as much as he puts out to the community, I'm aware of it, and so I share it as often as I can with as many people as I can. And he and I have been in a number of meetings in and around the community, and certainly he's making an impact, and so we're more than happy to be partners with him.
Yep.
Absolutely. I myself met Pastor Coles back in 2007, and I was at a local restaurant just having a meal, and he came up to me and just started having a conversation. And I've been involved in the ministry ever since, over 10 years later.
Awesome.
So it's been a blessing. It really has, to be a part of CON and organizations like yours that are doing so much in the community. Can you tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you got involved in community organizing, if you will?
Yeah, it's interesting. My background is a little interesting. I relocated back to Greenville. I was born and reared here, but was gone for over 40 years. And when I came back, especially getting involved in the health aspect, I joined the West Greenville Health Council because one of the members saw I was coming to the library that's located right in West Greenville. It was the Carver Library, checking out books that were related to health and things of that sort. So the group was just getting started, and so she asked me would I be interested in coming. I was like, sure, by all means. And so that kind of opened the door up to get me involved in creating always like a healthier lifestyle for us, especially for our people. So I've been on that journey ever since.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Ms. Green?
Well, I think I've been doing and involved in community service and activism since I was sitting here thinking, how long has it been? And I think I was a sophomore in high school, and actually went out to do voter registrations with a gentleman who was trying to get more young people involved in the process. And so he'd come to our high school at that time to really get people involved. And from that, I've just always just gravitated to doing something for somebody. And certainly in our household, we were raised to believe that we are blessed.
Definitely.
And so whatever we can do to bless someone else, that's what we are about doing. So,
Absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing your stories. It's just wonderful to come in contact with individuals who are serving our community and doing great things for the people of Pitt County and beyond. So we're here talking with Ms. Renita Jones, the Executive Director of the West Greenville Health Council, and Ms. Gwen Green, who is our project director for their outreach efforts to ensure that individuals conduct and perform the 3 W's. Wear your mask, wait 6 feet apart, and make sure that your last W,
wash your hands.
Wash
right.
your
Wash
hands.
Uh-huh.
That's right. That's right. So do your 3 W's, because we are coming into this season where folks are staying indoors more. The temperature is changing. There's just more opportunities and more vulnerability at this point. So we want to make sure that individuals stay safe, that they do what they need to do so that we can stay together. So thank you so much for talking with us about this initiative. Now, I know the West Greenville Health Council is doing some other great things in the community. Anything else you'd like to share about upcoming events?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I want to share this with the group. This coming Friday, we're having a trunk or treat at the Morewood Center. So people are invited to go there and do the little trick or treat from the trunks of cars. It's going to be a safe environment, 6 feet apart, and we will be monitoring very closely. In addition to that, we will have, we do an Adopt a Street, where we're responsible for cleaning up the street, 14th Street, between Dickerson Avenue to West 5th Street. And we will be doing that the second Saturday in November, I think it is. The 14th, I'm not quite sure, but it's the second Saturday. We'll be meeting at 8:30. And then also, we have regular quarterly and monthly meetings where the public is invited to attend that, but that's where we focus on various health-related or social-related topics that are very interesting and very timely.
And we also have actually there's 3 health forums that will be coming up, and we'll be talking about COVID disparities and an update as it applies not only to the state, but here in Pitt, Martin, and Beaufort counties. And so those will be occurring on November 12th, November 19th, and November 23rd. And we can get that information back to you so that if there are any other future broadcasts, we've been more than happy to help use your assistance in getting the word out for those too.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, and let me put another plug in. All that
Please.
information also will be on our website, www.westghc.org. Okay.
Wonderful. And I know a lot of folks will catch up with you on social media so they can find you there as well.
Yes.
Facebook, yeah, Twitter, Instagram. Yes.
Nice. Very good. Very good. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know this will air a few times, so we hope that absolutely the word gets out about the great projects that you are working on, particularly as it relates to the coronavirus and mitigating that impact on our vulnerable communities, particularly the African American Black community.
Yes.
It's definitely something that needs to be addressed, and I'm so glad that the West Greenville Health Council has taken the opportunity to do so. So tell us a little bit more, if you will, about the 3 W's that we were talking about earlier, and also if folks want to know a little bit more about how they can get the PPE that you were speaking about.
Okay. Well, the 3 W's, as we said before, it's wear your mask. It's so important that people understand that this particular virus is being transmitted. It's in the air. And so it's so important that you not wear it under your chin, that you not wear it, lopped under your ears. It's not a chin strap, but it really is cover your nose and your mouth. Because that's how the disease is being transmitted, that you pick it up, and that's why we tell people, when you are out and about, try to avoid putting your hands to your face, your mouth, or your nose, because again, that's how we are transmitting this particular disease. When we talk about waiting 6 feet apart, very easy to do. Just spread your arms out and just think in terms of that other person needs to spread theirs out, and that will give you approximately 6 feet of distance. And certainly, folks, it's about wash your hands, wash your hands, wash your hands, because again, we want to eliminate that transmission of the virus. We suggest that people carry sanitizer with them when they are out and about, primarily because, and make sure that it has at least, I think it's 65% alcohol base, so that you can ensure that you are killing the germs that might be transmitted. Those are the kind of things that we're really trying to emphasize for our people when you're out and about. 3 W's.
Thank you so much, Ms. Green, and thank you so much, Ms. Jones, for your time today. Thank you so much for joining us as we look forward to seeing you next time.